Good evening, everyone. I'm here with Buck. You ready? Come on. I got his food. I got his strawberries and butternut squash. I have to keep it in the bucket so the ants don't get to it. Got his apples. I cut them like a half hour early. And they got a little discolored in my fridge. It's so weird. Hi, Bluey. Oh, you got a tick by... I think he has a tick by his velvets. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. Hi, Bluey. Come here. You want to eat in your bucket? Or you want to eat here? Eat here. You want to eat in the bucket? All right. He wants to eat in his bucket. That's my sign, guys. So this morning I couldn't make a video because my husband actually had to go to work, guys. And Buck took forever to come this morning. He literally took forever to come. I wanted to kick his butt. Well, I'm being sarcastic, not really kick his butt, but you guys know what I mean. Like, I'm being sarcastic. I would never. I love my big boy. But he took forever to come, and my husband had to hurry up and go to work. So by the time he started walking up the hill, like, I was already here for like 12 minutes, let's say, waiting for him. And that's my limit usually if in the Monday mornings is like 10 minutes or less, because my husband literally has to go to work like early. So I only get like, you know, a certain amount of time on Monday mornings. So Buck took forever to come this morning. I was like, oh my God. And then my husband started messaging me while I was out here like, babe, are you almost done? I got to get going to work. So I was like, oh, damn. And I literally, once Buck started walking up, I looked at the time. I was like, oh, damn, I got to hurry up now and go back inside. So I literally just dumped the food in his bucket, stood here for 2 minutes with him. Literally maybe like 3 minutes, waited for him to start eating. Once I seen that he started eating and he was enjoying his food, I was like, all right, Buck, I got to go. And I ran inside the house. So that's why I didn't make a video this morning. Like Monday morning, guys, I can't always promise a video depending on when Buck comes. If he comes on time, yes. But some days he doesn't come on time and he comes so late where I'm out here waiting for him like 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, boy, you know, I wish I had all the time in the world like I did before I had a baby. But now I have a baby, you know, I have like a limit of staying out here. I can't stay out here forever with him. You know what I mean? Like, I used to wait, before I had my son, I used to sit on the crate or on a chair and literally wait a half hour after calling him for him to show up. And he would show up like a half hour after me sitting here waiting for him. But that's when I didn't have my son, you know? That's when I wasn't a mom yet. So I had all the time in the world to just sit there and wait for him. But now it's not like that no more. You know, I only have a certain amount of time to play around with in the morning or like in the evening. So that's why sometimes if Buck is not on time, I'm like, oh, I just got to dump the food in the bucket and go inside. But I know he ate all his food because his bucket was empty. So he definitely ate all the food. Oh, I just felt the drop, guys. I think it's starting to rain, like drizzle. I just felt a little drop. It's definitely starting to rain. It's very cloudy by me. It's like the sky looks like very gray and cloudy. It's been like this all day. The sun was only out this morning till early afternoon. And then around like 2, 3 o'clock, the sun went away and that's it. So I don't know if it's supposed to rain. Honestly, it's not hot out right now. It's pretty breezy. Like, it feels like it's going to rain. So that's the story of this morning. But this morning was only Buck that came. Oh, Bluey and Red. They came too. Oh, and the chipmunk. I think it was Alvin, the one that lives on my side, not Simon. I haven't seen Simon, honestly, guys. Hopefully Simon is okay. But that's the story for this morning. Buck took forever to come. I don't know. It really makes me think, is there a doe in this forest, you know? And she's scared to follow Buck because she must smell like humans. Like, you know, like maybe she smells my scent around here and she's not used to being around humans. You know what I mean? Because remember, there's a lot of deers that are not used to humans. Like, you know, when they pick up a human scent, they stay away. They stay far away. Most wild deers, they would never just go up to somebody. You know what I mean? That's like him. It took him 1.5 years for me and him to bond and get close to each other. It was literally, he made me start petting him going on to the 2nd year of being with him. Believe it or not, guys. So, like, for a whole year straight, I was able to feed him, put the food in his bucket. He'll come close, but the minute I'll try to pet him, he would back up. Like, he would not allow me to pet him. It was like a year and a half. After a year and a half of being with him, literally going almost on 2 years, is when I was able to pet him. I would never forget. I sat down right there. I put my hand out like this, and I kept it out there, like close to his face to see what he would do. And one day he just started licking my hand like crazy. And then while he was licking me, literally with my fingers, I was like petting his face while he was licking me. I was like, all right, this is probably, how I could try to pet him and be friends with him. And ever since that first time that he gave me a kiss and I was able to pet him, that's it. We bonded from there on. And then ever since then, he made me pet him. He makes me touch him. Like, he gets close to me. I think he realized it, that I wasn't a threat, He's probably like, wait a second. She's not a threat. She's not trying to hurt me. I don't have to be afraid of her. And when he came here, he was young. His body, everything was a lot, like half of the size of what he is now. He must have been like maybe a year and a half years old. He was definitely 1.5, like maybe 2 years old, like that. Or going on 2. He was young. He was a young boy. You a young buck. No, you're a big boy buck, right? And it's funny how he chose his own name. Like I said, me and my husband one day, when we first bought him, we were like, oh my God, look at that buck. We said like that, and his ears moved like the way they're doing now, and he looked at us. He literally looked at us like if that was his name. And then I told my husband, I was like, babe, I want to name him Bambi. We should name him Bambi. And my husband's like, babe, he's not a baby, but he's a big boy. I was like, yeah, but he could still be named Bambi. But every time I used to say the word Bambi, it never stuck. Like, he never looked at me. His ears never moved. Like, he didn't care for that word. So I was like, oh, damn, I don't think he likes that name. And every time I used to call him Buck, he actually used to look at me, where I was like, oh, wow, like, okay, he likes that name. Like, I call him Buck. And it's funny because a lot of people will be like, you named him Buck? Is it because he's a buck? And I'm like, no. I'm like, he chose his own name. He really did. He chose his name. That's how he chose his name. Because every time me and my husband, we used to say the word Buck, like, he would look at us. Like, literally, like, if he knew, like, that was his name. Like, he chose his own name. Because if it was up to me, guys, I want to name him Bambi. That's why I always put Bambi decorations around here. But I was like, you know what? I could still decorate Bambi theme close to his spot because he is a deer and Bambi is a deer. He's a buck, Oh, look who's running. Hi. Yeah, we got corn. He's like ran over here. Are you my chunky monkey? Well, you're not so chunky, but I'm telling you, once the animals, they hear my voice, they all come. Little by little, everybody comes. That's how it is. Right, Buck? Well, thank God he came on time for dinner, because honestly, I would have got a little worried. I do get a little worried if he doesn't pop up for like breakfast and dinner. Oh my God. When he does that, once in a blue, he'll do that, literally. Once in a blue. Sometimes he won't pop up like for breakfast or dinner. Oh, I get so worried where I'm like going outside every 2 hours calling him to see if he comes. So if he wouldn't, like if there's a day that he doesn't come like for both meals, that's when I kind of get a little worried. But I don't make myself get too worried because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe he was foraging a lot throughout the day. And then, he's hanging out with a doe or something and he'll come back the next day. And that's what usually happens. Then the next day he pops up. He shows himself. Like sometimes once in a blue. It happens like maybe once every 3 to 4 months that he'll just like won't pop up for like one day, for the whole day. Right? Right, my big boy? Yeah, I'm talking about you. He just looked at me while I was talking about him. So there's times that, once in a blue, he doesn't pop up. And you do get me worried, Buck. Yeah, I get scared because I go, where's my baby? Where's my boy? But then he usually ends up popping up the day after. But these past couple days, he's been popping up late for some of the meals, either breakfast or dinner. So it makes me think, I have a feeling there's a doe in there somewhere. Like there has to be a doe in there somewhere. And she's just scared to come up here to the spot, The only way me and my husband or my father-in-law, how we'll know if there is a doe in there is one day if she's walking, like, or if I look at the trail cam, which I have been checking my trail cam. I've been looking through it and I don't see any does walking by. I only see raccoons, squirrels, and buck, and the birds. That's it. I haven't seen a doe. So that's how I'll have an idea when there is a doe. Or if my father-in-law spots it when he's walking down the driveway to throw out the trash or get the mail. If he spots a doe, because when we walk down our driveway, we could kind of see like the middle of the forest. We could see a little bit of like, you know, some of the, the area of the forest. So we have an idea. So sometimes if we, if there is a doe in there, we'll be able to spot her if she's like nearby, but like in the middle. But I haven't spotted any does. But like I said, Buck has a habit of walking around the neighborhood to the other side of the forest. And the other side of the forest, me and my husband, we're thinking that there's people that do feed him. Like they probably, but I know I've heard my neighbor, she told me a story once that she talks to the people that live around the corner from here, around the corner from this forest, let's say. And they told her that they throw apples like at Buck. They'll give him apples. Like they won't cut it up for him like the way I do, but they'll give him apples. Like they'll throw it over the fence. So Buck definitely eats. Besides getting food from me, he's getting food somewhere else. He probably doesn't go to them every day because, he comes to me on scheduled time every day, twice a day. Like last year, he used to hang out with me for 3-4 hours. We used to be together for breakfast and dinner. I used to hang out with him for such a long time. This year, I had the baby, so it's been a little harder for me to spend so much time with him. That's why now I think he eats and leaves too, because he knows I'm not going to be here for a long time, So he's like, all right, she's not going to stay here long, so I'm going to eat and leave and go. I think that's why he leaves right away too. I really do think that. You finished all your corn? Oh, not all of it. He left some corn. A little bit. You left some of your corn. You must be full. All right, I guess he's full. But you see what I mean? He eats and leaves now. But I think it's because I haven't been hanging out with him long, like staying here. If I was to sit down and stay here for a long time, he would come back. He wouldn't leave. Remember what he used to do last year? How he used to walk away and then he used to walk right back to me? So it is what it is, but what am I gonna do? I have a baby now. I'm trying to give my time to everybody, and there's only so much time that I could stay outside and leave my son with my in-laws, because I feel bad. They both work, so I can't be out here for hours, for 2-3 hours, and leaving them with the baby for 2-3 hours when they're coming back home from work. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I don't have it in me to do that. I don't take advantage of nobody. I would never. He's my son. I gotta take care of him, So I give them enough time to spend with their grandson. I make sure he's fed and changed and cleaned before they even take him, so they could just literally just enjoy him. Because I never want to have to worry about other people changing my son or have to worry about feeding him. I'm his mom. I feel like I should be doing all that. I mean, if they want to do it, that's different. Look at these 2 squirrels. There's 2 squirrels that were just fighting. One of them is there eating, but there was another one on the tree. Yeah, so I'm going to get going. So, I'm sorry that I didn't post anything this morning. Honestly, it was a little bit busy. I was putting together a little jumper thing for my son for next month when he gets a little stronger. So, that his body's not so wobbly, I'm going to put him in it. So I've been organizing all the baby stuff in my apartment. Because remember, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's not that big. So me and my husband were trying to not make the house so overcrowded with baby stuff and trying to organize. That's why we're thinking by next year we might move. We might have no choice to move, because it's a 1-bedroom. And my mother-in-law, she wants to sell the house, which I don't blame her, because guys, the taxes where we live, it's really expensive. So this might be my last year with Buck. Who knows? But I have been talking to my neighbor, and she is willing to take over to feeding him and stuff. I could probably have her send me over videos where I could post them on YouTube, Well, I'll figure it out. But right now, I'm not thinking that far ahead, Because when I think that far ahead, honestly, guys, I want to cry. And I get so depressed thinking about that. So I'm not going to make my mind go there yet, because it's not anywhere near that time of us having to leave. So right now, I'm going to enjoy every moment with Buck. But anyways, I'm going to get going now. It's been fun. Buck is on his way too. Bye, Buck. I love you. All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another video. I hope everybody has a great evening and a good night. And me and Buck will be back soon. Ciao for now.